know the frame of this question too, because it's not a question at all, but husband is Cap, I am Aries. I don't know how we coexist.
I mean,
neither do we. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Honestly, that feels like a difficult match. Or not difficult. Is that the word I'm looking for?
I mean, okay. So this is not an aspect of astrology that we've dived into much, but like in terms of angles, those two signs do make a square to each other. Any of the signs that are in the same modality tend to have, well,
nothing
no,
in
not
common.
any of them, because there's opposition as well, which that's your sister sign. But the other two, so for an Aries, a Capricorn, or a Cancer is going to be tricky energy because you square off with them. And because you're both cardinal signs, it's like two people who have big plans for each other, but have completely different visions of how to execute them. Yeah. I will say, I think that match probably works better with a Capricorn male and an Aries female.
Absolutely.
Because Capricorns like to pretend they don't have feelings, but they actually have a lot of them.
Because the opposite is Cancer.
Right. And Aries has a lot of passion. They don't always have a lot of empathy for all of those feelings, but women do tend to be socialized to have more of that. So a female Aries is gonna have more of that compassion that you really need to be in a relationship with a moody Capricorn than a male Aries would. You know, I think the depressy kind of Eeyore energy of a Capricorn female to an Aries male just would be too much. And, you know, especially women in heterosexual relationships, we tend to take on that role of, like, you know, helping our male partners deal with their emotional stuff. So
we'll go with Cassie's answer.
But you know, again, like any two signs can work, and I think the common ground there is the ambition,
is the cardinal energy.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's Saturn versus Mars basically, and it's, you know, like structure versus willpower and intense willpower. You know, like Mars is the masculine planet. Mars rules Aries and Pluto, so that, like, Mars don't give a fuck about what Saturn got to say. They don't. I mean, that's just how it is. So, you know, I feel that you both should find strengths in what you know works best for you, but communicate it in a way that you both feel heard and understood.
Yeah,
because you know, it's working. I mean, you guys are together,
right? Yeah,
so,
yeah.
So clearly, you found something.
Right. Yeah. And, you know, a good understanding of the other person's ability to communicate, or their method of communicating, is fundamental for the success of any relationship. And just knowing that a Capricorn is likely to stew in their stuff and wait forever to bring it out, whereas an Aries is going to tell you the minute that you have violated a boundary or done something that they don't like, and
then it's over.
And they can just as quickly, like, be done with it.
Yeah.
Whereas a Capricorn is going to possibly stew forever on it. So just make sure that, you know, as an Aries, you're checking in with your Capricorn partner. Make sure they're not holding on to any extra shit that they shouldn't be. And
just have that empathy. I think that, like you said, with that match, it goes a long way. Just having, you know, I think fire signs are passionate, and anybody who's ever encountered, dealt with, or slept with a fire sign understands what that means. And, you know, it's the tendency for the fire signs to learn to control that type of passion so that nobody gets burned, including themselves.
That's true. And, you know, I have never dated an Aries. I actually don't really tend to have a lot of Aries people in my circle. So Carrie, you're like one of the few. But Emily too on the chat,
Yeah.
but that would be like my two, and Maddie, I guess. Anyway,
not a lot, but three.
right, three over my whole life.
Yeah.
But they all fire signs have a tendency to be blunt and say what is on their mind in no uncertain terms. And with the more sensitive people in your life, the earth and water sign people, that can be a point of contention. It can be hurtful.
Mm-hmm. But that's why, what's funny is that most people will say that an Aries is actually a top match for Aquarius. And
I thought about them.
I can see how that works. My godparents, I love y'all, by the way. I know you listen. She is an Aquarius and my godfather's an Aries. They've been together 40 years, give or take. And that is, like you said, that's somebody that could take that fire, take that little blunt conversation and throw it right back in their face. Like, wait, let me make sure you heard what was said. And then Aries goes, okay, I didn't mean it like that. And like, like I had said earlier, the thing about an Aries, that type of energy, is that because it's the beginning of the zodiac, it's the beginning of the fire sign, like, it's not gonna sustain. It'll burn and they'll be raging mad, and then all of a sudden you'll be like, so wait, what were you mad about again? But the other person,
they'll be like that. They'll be like, what was I? Was I mad about something?
And the other person is still like smoking and on fire, and just like, what the hell?